Hello and welcome to the Heresy Lodge. I am your host, Dylan Cooper, the Constant Coast over here.
Gavin Franklin.
Guys, we're here this week to talk about the return of the king.
The Return of the King.
Super pumped. It's actually been really good so far. I've liked this one more. Maybe it's because it's been all battle.
Okay, whoever the fuck said that The Two Towers is better than Return of the King is absolutely insane.
I agree. I agree.
And I was very worried because I was like, Tolkien doesn't write battles. Everyone thinks Tolkien's like a big battle guy, but like this is the only battle that he's ever really written.
Yeah, I mean, normally they're just like kind of
Quick.
skimmed on, or it's just like, and they stabbed him in the eye.
This is phenomenally done. And what's great about it is he just highlights very particular moments within a battle. Fucking great. I remember I was like driving. I got the chills with Awen. I got the chills with Ride of the Rohirrim
Yeah.
and them breaking down the door and Gandalf standing up to the dude. It was great. It's a good time.
Yep. Yep, I agree. Before we get too far into the book, though, as always, hit us up on our Discord. You find that pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. Email us at theherесylodge@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube at the Heresy Lodge. We have merch. It's fucking Freedom Week, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, technically, it's kind of past. But when you're an American, it's always Freedom Week. So
Has
buy
it
yourself some
passed?
merch.
What do you mean it's passed?
It'll be Saturday. It'll be the 6th
Oh,
when this comes
I
out.
got really bummed. I was like, wait a minute. Did I
Did
miss
I
it?
miss it? Son of a bitch. But yeah, check that out. The most important part of every episode, Gavin, what are you drinking?
This is gonna be pretty nuts. I'm drinking a Voodoo Ranger Tropic Force Tropical IPA. Now I have another one set aside for later. It's a different beer, but I'll let you know. I love Voodoo Ranger. How do you feel about Voodoo Ranger?
I like Voodoo Ranger. I've actually been to Voodoo Ranger in
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
after we go through this, I have a very disappointing story to tell you. But go ahead. You've been to
All
Voodoo
right.
Ranger. How is it?
So I mean they're very mostly known for their IPAs, which I'm not an IPA guy. Well, they actually make good IPAs.
Very similar to like Three Floyds. Like
Yeah,
in my opinion, they're like parallel breweries.
yeah, but yeah, it's in Pittsburgh. They're actually really close to the stadium. So when we went there for a game, we stopped and had some beers. It's a great time.
How's
Delicious.
the brewery?
Brew's cool. The food was okay if I remember correctly. I don't think it was anything like crazy, but
Yeah.
beer was good. It was fairly cheap. Cool atmosphere. Good drinks. But speaking of Voodoo Ranger, I am also drinking Voodoo Ranger. This was not planned.
Not playing at all. We
Sometimes
both
shit
have
just
the same
happens.
variety pack.
Yep, we do. And while he's drinking the Tropic Force, I am drinking the Peach Force.
Holy shit.
Also, these are 9.5%.
Yeah, they're pretty hefty. Voodoo Ranger's like famous for making super fucking strong
They're
beers.
like, just drink two, and you're again for a good evening.
Yeah,
What's your
I agree.
story? What's your disappointment?
Okay, so this actually kind of segues really well. So the other brewery that I think is very similar to Voodoo Ranger is, of course, what I was just saying, Three Floyds.
Mhm.
And we've been fans of Three Floyds for a very long time. And it's always been like a desire of mine to go to the brewery, the Three Floyds Brewery, up in Munster, Indiana, which is
Monster.
right by Chicago. So I was on my way to Michigan. Like I was like Michigan City, Indiana, just north of that. It's a place called New Buffalo. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna take an hour and a half out of my way. I'm gonna leave an hour and a half early to go to Three Floyds. So I got there. I came in, gave the guy my ID, and he was like, "Wait a minute, why are you here?" I was like, "Do you guys have a like tap room?" He's like, "No, our tap room closed last year. We have no tap room, no restaurant. We only sell beer at liquor stores and stores now."
Really?
I was like, "Oh my god."
That's what?
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck was this guy? Was he just like a security guard?
Just some security. It was so weird because he was literally
Where's your
standing.
badge? I have a license.
This guy was literally standing like on It was
On
like
the
a
sidewalk. It was actually a homeless man.
no, it was in this. You know how like you walk in, what do they call like the waitresses stand behind
The host stand.
the host stand? Yeah, he was at a host stand, and I came in, and right there on the front door says everyone must present an ID to enter. I was like, okay, fair enough. And I came in with my ID, and he like started to take it. And he's like, wait a minute, what are you here for?
He's like, wait a minute. Why do I have a job?
Yeah, I was like, he was like, well, we sell beers like in cans here, but you can't drink them here. It's only out of the cases. I was like, well, is there any way, like anywhere I can get a growler feel? He's like, nah. What the fuck?
Are you sure this guy wasn't just fucking with you?
I swear to God, man. Swear to God. It was nuts. And like they had the whole thing was like kind of closed down, but they had a few booths and there was just like random stuff on it. And they had like a little drinking station, but like no one was behind the bar or anything. I was like, wow,
That honestly surprises me more than anything because they
I
are
agree.
very popular.
I agree. Now, I
What's
also
the? I've never
think
been to Munster. What's like the area look like? Is it even like
it's an
real?
okay. Yeah, it's nice. Like it's a nicer
Mm.
place, I'd say. And like I've also noticed, and the buddy whose bachelor party I went to, he was telling me that his favorite whiskey he's ever had is Three Floyds whiskey. Apparently, they got into distilling,
Huh.
and I noticed I was coming up to the store. It had Three Floyds distillery on it. Now there is no other place. Like that's the only place that's Three Floyds, but they renamed it to distillery, and then they just shut everything down.
Huh.
Yeah. So
I'm curious to try the whiskey though. I don't know if anything's ever gonna beat the Hop Factory for me from Haberdasher. Because it's the most unique
it's not
thing.
even a whiskey. Can't be.
The bourbon, I guess.
That's not a bourbon. No, it's like I don't know what it's classified as.
It's classified as a bourbon. It's
There's no way.
in a bourbon barrel that makes it a bourbon.
I don't know. I don't know. No, that's not what makes it a bourbon.
Hey man, it's made as a bourbon.
It's got to be the problem with that is like bourbon has to be 51% wheat or corn, 51% corn or higher. But they make it from an IPA, a distilled
Well, I
IPA.
mean, they just have part of that in there. I mean, it's not like it's all IPA.
I'm so curious about that. I'd like to ask this time like what's it technically classified as? Because there's a lot of rules behind like what you can actually call a bourbon and what you can even call a whiskey. I don't even know if you can call it a whiskey. Might
No,
just
I
be a
think in order
spirit.
to be classified as a whiskey, it has to be in like a Tennessee like whiskey barrel.
No, like you can do whiskey anywhere in the US. You can do bourbon anywhere in the
No,
US.
you can, but I think it has to be in a certain type of barrel.
Mm, I
That's
don't
like the
know.
difference.
I don't know. I have my thoughts. I used to live in Kentucky where I went on like I did like 20 bourbon tours. There was a lot. I think there's like 10 different reasons things you have to do to be categorized a bourbon. But whiskey is just like the same list except six of them are gone.
A whiskey needs to be distilled from a mixture of grains or mash. Okay, no, this one's also just 51% corn.
Yeah. Bourbon's 51%
That was the
corn.
same. They're both the same.
No.
What's the difference? Okay, I looked up what's the difference between whiskey and corn. All they gave me was
Whiskey and
bourbon is made
corn.
with 51% corn. There, then it just goes back into more bourbon. I asked for the difference. You didn't give me a difference, you dumb bitch. Listen here. What is your name? Margaret Ebby. You're dumb bitch. All right, company distilling. You're gonna tell me what the answer is. Let's see. What is the difference between bourbon and whiskey? Is bourbon a whiskey? All bourbons are whiskey, but not all whiskeys are bourbons. Therefore, bourbon is a specific class of or type of whiskey. Whiskey can be made on any continent and produced by fermenting grain, distilling and fermenting liquid, and then placing the still into a barrel to mature.
Yeah, it's just
Bourbon.
grain alcohol. It's all whiskey is. Anything from a grain, which is different than like tequila and vodka, which are distilled from different sources.
Yeah, asshole.
What?
Ass is the distilled version of
Yes.
vodka.
Yeah, that's what it asses.
And then gin just has to have juniper.
Really?
Yeah.
And Scotch is whiskey that's made in Scotland. And bourbon has to be made in the US, but mostly with corn. And there's like 4 other stipulations that are required for bourbon as well.
You gotta make it naked.
But anyway, I have no idea why we got on this original topic.
Because
Oh,
we're
yeah.
returning the king.
Yeah, the return of the king. So anyway, they drink a lot in Return of the King.
As
That
they
was
should.
a segue. Every single meal, it's like, you ready to get fucked up?
You want a nail? Yeah. Yeah, I do actually, because this place sucks ass, guys.
Constantly drinking.
Look, I don't have air conditioning. I haven't bathed in like a month. I've been on a horse without a saddle. All right. Fucking Shadowfax is fast as fuck. My ass is raw.
Dude, I don't know how much you've like read in the book because I'm now officially ahead of Dylan. So anyone who thinks I'm slow, I'm not the slow one anymore. Dude, Shadowfax comes up quite a bit.
It's got that big old Shadowfax dick.
When basically the book opens with Gandalf and Mary riding into not Skiliath, Minas Tirith.
Yeah.
And like for a whole chapter, Gandalf is like, it's not Mary, Pippin.
Yeah, Pippin.
Pippin,
God
go check on Shadowfax. Pippin for like 4 pages basically walks this human into the stables, like, oh, Shadowfax is not like any horse. Shadowfax is a special horse. How are you doing, Shadowfax? Great conversation. Thanks, Shadowfax.
Yeah, at one point it even like he like pisses off Shadowfax and it's like, whoa, don't worry, Shadowfax, there will be battle.
Dude, I'm pretty sure the human's like, dude, I'm pretty sure you just have a tall horse.
Why does Shadowfax not have his own room with a bed? Why is he in the stalls?
That's basically what is said. Like, it's like, why is this horse? And like, it's talked about all the time. Like, oh, well, the Rohirrim know how to take care of horses, but the people of Gondor, they have no idea about horses. Shadowfax is a special horse, requires special needs, and he requires at least 2 horse hooves in his stables at all
Where
times.
are the Mustangs?
Bring them for Shadowfax.
I don't know if Mustangs are the girl horses or not.
I think it's just a type of horse.
Oh shit, maybe.
I think in order to be a
What's a
Mustang, you have
female
to be
horse?
51% corn.
What do you call
Isn't it a foal, or a
female
foal's a child?
a mare?
A mare.
Where are the mares?
No, where are the
Shadowfax has
Mustangs?
needs.
Shadowfax swings both ways, baby. Just make sure they're Mustangs.
No weak horses for the Shadowfax.
He's definitely he has some like weird sexual tendencies. It's like almost at the level of like The Boys, where everyone is just like egregiously fucked up sexually. That's Shadowfax.
Speaking of the boys, I'm an episode behind and I need to watch.
Last one was not incredible. It was more of like a filler. I'm kind of getting annoyed about how much they talk about how evil Butcher is and how he's trying to change his ways. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I feel the same. Just let him fuck shit up.
Yeah, just kill people. Like, that's way cooler.
That's why I'm watching you.
Yeah, show me like a guy's dick blowing up again. That was kind of cool.
But don't crawl into the dick again. That was
Yeah, don't do that. But the dick blowing up,
I
that's
didn't
fine.
need to watch that part happen.
There was. Have you seen Gen V?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a whole scene where dude's dick literally blew up. I think it unlocked a new nightmare for me.
Well, there's the one. I think it's in the. I think it was in The Boys when there. It was season 1 when the guy, like the superhero that like went super small.
That was season 2. Yeah, ran into the dude's dick hole. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
when he went big.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. But I don't know. It freaks me out more that this dude's
Spoiler
dick
alert.
just blew up. like there was a girl with the blood magic, and she basically just made him too hard. Blew his dick up. That sounds terrible. That's a new fear. So Shadowfax.
He likes the good mares. He deserves the
Or
good
Mustangs.
mares. And he needs a better bed than some hay.
That's basically the premise of Return of the King. When the book is titled Return of the King, it's actually talking about Shadowfax making its way to Minas Tirith.
Yeah, no one gives a shit about Aragorn.
Yeah, I don't even think
People
that's
forget he
it.
even exists, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. So they go and talk to Denethor, which in the movies, Denethor is just like this old, decrepit asshole. In the books, Denethor's like a semi-wizard.
Yeah, he's still an old asshole, but he's a very strong old asshole. Kind of.
Incredibly smart, like very regal and like yeah, he's an ass. But he's like but Gandalf is like, you gotta watch out. Like this dude's pretty fucking smart. Like he's gonna figure
Yeah.
shit out.
Really weird obsession with Boromir though.
Very strange, upset, like over the top a little bit.
Yeah, it's almost like the movie fuck, what's that movie? Oh, it's gonna drive me. It's like one of what's his name? Peele's like first movies that he did.
Oh, like Get Out?
Yeah, Get Out. Where like maybe like Boromir was like the thing that he was gonna take over and like that was his new body. Boromir died and he's like, fuck. I don't want Faramir. He's got weird fucking moles.
Yeah, there's like a weird like hatred for Faramir, which is hilarious because like everyone else likes Faramir, and Faramir is like completely flawless for some reason in these novels.
Yeah, like he's been like he fucking ran to Frodo with the ring. He's like, yeah, man, you can go with that weird gremlin thing, but good luck.
Yeah, Denethor is like, I can't believe you did that. Faramir is like, I mean, look at you.
Bro, you're a little fucked up, all right?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to bring the ring back to you. If I knew Shadowfax was going to be here, I might have.
He deserved the ring. Gandalf was also like, look, I denied it.
Yeah.
Faramir made a good decision. Shadowfax probably should have it. Just say.
Gandalf acts like such a jealous bitch around Denethor, though. At one point, Denethor is like, oh, Pippin, tell me about your journeys. And Gandalf walks away. He's like, I can't believe he asked you about your journeys. When not, there's a fucking wizard right next to him who can tell him all kinds of crazy shit.
Does he not
Wow.
notice I'm not in gray anymore? I'm in white?
Like, I changed for this man and everything. They have like a whole 2 minute like staring contest. Like, it's kind of absurd.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. The level of childness that is occurring in this room.
This is some bullshit. I'm a goddamn wizard. Look at this staff. It's so strong. I broke the other one of the other guy who used to be white.
That's why Denethor is asking Pippin for the background. It's like, I don't even understand half the shit Gandalf is saying.
Tell me more, little guy.
Listen, Pippin, like, can you tell me the story? Because if I ask him, he will go on about Shadowfax for like 5 fucking hours. So, the whole like concept that like there's so much filler in my opinion in these books, and like one of the biggest fillers of this point is Pippin gets to go walking around the city.
Yeah, he meets like one of like the guard's sons, and they're like BFFs. I'm like, cool. You made BFFs with a 12-year-old. That's a little weird.
That's pretty, yeah. He's like, I'm 29. Let's wrestle.
I'm pretty good at wrestling, just so you know. Like in the Shire, they call
All
me
right.
Pippin the Strong.
All right, take your pants off. It's time to get started.
Look, we do real wrestling here, all right? Naked.
It's real easy to get away with it when you're 4 feet tall.
Where is your oil? If I am not glistening, it's not wrestling.
If not, I'll go get Shadowfax. He provides me with all my oil. So they're basically, the city's preparing for a siege. And the siege like just kind of like happens like slowly over time. Like it starts making its way there, and all of a sudden it's like fucking battering ram. Like there's never like a moment where he's like, the city's under siege.
Yeah.
It's like,
Where's the scouting?
yeah, there's no scouting. It's just like we see a fire in the distance, and then like now there's some orcs. Now there's like a couple trolls out there. Fucking battering ram, millions of orcs. They've all arrived. I'm like, holy shit, it's crazy.
Yeah.
They keep hearing the Nazgul screaming, which apparently has massive detrimental effects to like everything around it, which is an incredibly overpowered process. Um, Shadowfax runs out with Gandalf on his back, scares the Nazgul away, allows Boromir to return.
They didn't care about Gandalf. Like, holy fuck, look at that horse.
Look at that fucking horse.
Protect the
And
mares, quick.
so they bring Faramir in. Denethor gets pissed at Faramir and is like, well, who will be the guy that goes out to retake Osgiliath for me? And everyone's like, no one wants to do that. So Osgiliath is fucked. Like, is there no one here that will follow his king's orders?
Everyone's like, we shouldn't, but I guess we can.
Foromir's like, okay, I guess I'll do that. Then maybe
He's
you'll
like,
want to wear my
why
skin.
the fuck would I send a piece of shit like you? Your brother would have conquered that in like half a second, but you're a dumbass. You're just gonna die because you're dumb.
I have a feeling that if Boromir was still alive, he'd have some stories about Denethor. Yeah, so Boromir
It's
goes
a little
out.
weird.
Yeah, gets fucked up by a bunch of orcs. Makes it back though. Gandalf saves them again. Well, Shadowfax does.
That's all Shadowfax.
Mm-hmm. Boromir's all fucked up. Denethor's like, now I'm gonna kill myself. And that's pretty much that's the story of Minas Tirith up to this point, up to how far pretty much you've gotten, and then you have the
That is
Rohirrim
7 hours of reading.
Yeah. You do get like the attack from Grond, which is the battering ram. So it's a giant wolf. Little bit of tidbit information. Grond was Morgath's hammer.
A wolf was?
Well, that was the name of his hammer. And then they renamed the battering ram after Morgath's
cool.
hammer. What's funny about this is Morgath. I watched a video about this, so everything you're about to hear is like super not my original thoughts. Morgath
Probably all false.
Morgath used his hammer to it, like it didn't work, but he won the battle, if that makes sense. Like he was fighting an elf king at the time, and he kills the elf king eventually. Glimmerdil, maybe, yeah. And Morgath, like he couldn't literally use his hammer because it was too slow, it was too big, it was too slow to kill the elf king. But he eventually did win the battle. Where you converted, or Sauron uses Grond successfully to break down the wall, but then loses the battle. Just kind of that was kind of cool.
Flip swap.
Well, yeah, so filling time there. But then you get the cool like second Gandalf the White, the whole "you shall not pass." Basically the same thing. You shall not come through this entrance, you creature of evil. On Shadowfax.
Yeah, I mean he has to be on Shadowfax. Yeah,
And
he
then
fights. Well, like when that's happening, is that when Pippin shows up? Because he's like, "Look, man, fuck, what's his name?"
Denethor is about to
Yeah,
kill Boromir.
Denethor's
But
like wanting to blow up the castle with
that's
himself.
after this. But you do get the cool one of the coolest scenes so far is the Nazgul like coming in and taking off his hood.
Oh yeah, there's it's kind of fucking weird. He's like, "What the fuck? Do you know what you're fucking with?"
Yeah, like his face is all just like flames.
Yeah, he's
And he
Ghost
has a
Rider.
crown. He's a ghost rider with a crown. It's fucking sick. I didn't know that was not in the movie. It's cool shit. And like basically like yeah, Nazgul or it's technically the he's the leader of the Nazgul. What is his name? The Witch King of Agmar. That's who it is.
They all blend
He's
together, and when I'm
he,
listening.
yeah, he just like shit talks Gandalf, but like, oh my gosh, the level of shit talkery is so well written. Like, I'm listening to Tolkien, like shit talk Gandalf. And I was like, God damn. He's like, it's like you'll go back to the foul. Like, oh, I wish people talk that way still. It'd be so cool.
My shit talk would be so much better if they did. And everyone just looks at me like I'm weird when I do it.
So that was a really awesome, like, I don't know. That was just a really awesome scene.
Yeah. I'm trying
And
to think
then
of
we
like
get the
Pip.
Rohirrim.
Should we talk more about like Pippin's story? There's not a lot there, I guess. He sells his soul to Boromir, and then he's like, well, you're gonna go kill yourself. I'm gonna go find Gandalf.
Yeah, what's important that we didn't cover is Pippin like basically signs up to be Denethor's bitch, and Gandalf in the movies is like, you fucking idiot. In the books is like, oh well, I get it. It's dumb, but I get it. I also love there's a scene where Pippin asks Gandalf, hey, why did you bring me with you? And Gandalf basically goes, so you didn't fuck anything else up.
Yeah, I mean the law for Pippin from Gandalf is pretty low. He's not a fan of the Pippin, which I love. Pippin's hilarious.
He is great. I do
I mean, he's
enjoy him,
wrestling 12 year
and
olds.
maybe we should stick with Gimli. This is the way Tolkien writes. It's just so it's beautiful. This is what the Nazgul says to Gandalf. Well, Gandalf says, "You cannot enter here," said Gandalf, and the huge shadow halted. "Go back to the abyss prepared for you. Go back, fall into the nothingness that awaits you and your master." Fucking sick line. The Black Rider flung back his hood, and behold, he had a knightly crown, and yet upon no head visible was it set. The red fire shone between it, and in the mantled shoulders vast and dark. From a mouth unseen there came a deadly laughter. "Old fool," he said, "old fool, this is my hour. Do you not know death when you see it? Die now and curse in vain." And with that he lifted high his sword, and flames ran down the blade. Fucking sick scene.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Sick fucking scene. Why can't people write like that? That'd be sick as fuck.
You know what is crazy to me? Like, did you ever play the Lord of the Rings games?
Which ones? There's a lot.
Return of the King. Did you play Return of the King?
Are you talking about like the ones where you do battle as like the heroes?
Yes.
I believe I did.
I played the fuck out of Return of the King. But like Aragorn had like a flaming sword.
That
Frodo
was
had,
always
his lightning
Legolas.
sting. But it talks about like I mean all the swords are, super fucking cool and like they're like lighting on fire and they have special powers. So it's a little bit of a letdown when like there's not enough fire swords in the
Where are
book.
the fire swords?
I need fire swords. I want you to charge up your attack full of fire and spin around in circles and everything fucking dies. But hey, we have Mary's story too.
Mary's story is pretty sweet.
Mary is hiding because he was told not to go. Hey
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, you
man, you're
cannot.
kind of useless.
You're small as shit." And
Oh wait, before we get to Mary, should we just talk about Aragorn real quick and like his
oh my gosh, I forgot about the bed thing. Aragorn meets up with his old buddies, the Dunedain,
Yeah.
which were not characters in the movies. And he came in and he was all like, "Hey, like, shit's pretty fucked up. I think there's a lot of stuff going on. Maybe you should look into that ball." So Aragorn looks into the ball and then decides that he's going to go and try and find a bunch of ghosts.
What's even funnier, he looks on the ball and he's like looking at Sauron and he's like, look at my sword. It is put together, it is strong. You're my bitch. And Sauron got pissed.
You son of a bitch. I broke that fucking sword.
God damn it.
How dare you put it
First
back together?
Shadowfax and now a sword?
Don't tell me Shadowfax is with you. That really pissed me off.
Shadowfax is actually going to solve all of our problems by having the sword in his mouth
Oh my
and go
god,
into battle.
that would be the most powerful thing in the world. Literally, nothing could resist. So he's like, I gotta go meet some dead people. And on his way, he goes to Rohan. He goes with Gimli and Legolas and the Dunedain. And Eowyn stops and she's like, "Please don't go. I literally like you. Let me go with you." And he's like, I travel alone," as he leaves with 12
Also,
people.
she like shows up to him like in like a see-through white dress. She's like, "Oh, please, can't I tempt you to stay?" He's like, I am a man who must go to the dead. Like, you're gonna fuck. Come on.
Come on, just like maybe just once, and then
Come
you
on.
might die.
I'm running. I was listening to this when I was running. It's like, I need this. Come on.
Come on, come on,
I need some
give it to me,
testosterone boost. All right.
please.
Come on.
Maybe just a night. You sure, Aragon? Maybe just a little sneaky in there. You're probably
Um,
gonna die.
yes. Just go for it. Also, the the place where he's like talking about, right? That's where isn't that where what's his face took Frodo and Sam?
What's it? No, no, different place.
Really? Because it sounds like exactly the fucking same.
No, it's
Oh, hey guys,
different.
there's dead people in the water. No, no, no. They're also like been in this endless
There's
war.
not. There's kind of dead people in the water. Here, I'll share. I'll show you.
I
If
need the
you
map.
guys are if you guys are watching on YouTube, which is clearly the best way to watch, given how awesome our faces are.
They're nice faces. I even got a haircut for this.
So this is down here. Okay, so they're in Rohan, right? Rohan, and they left Sam and Frodo left around here
Yep.
and went through the Dead Marshes and then wound up in like a path down by Minas Morgul. So this is the path that they took. It's around here.
Oh, okay.
And then now they're on their way to Mount Doom. At Rohan, this is Edoras, right? There's like a secret path through the mountain that they're taking called the Path of the Dead. And they're basically making their way to the river. And that's when they run back up to Minas Tirith, which is kind of crazy because that ride from here to Minas Tirith is like a massive
Yeah, that's
journey.
long as fuck.
But they talk about it in like one page, not even.
Yeah.
Let me see. They've got this map is cool as fuck, by the way. I don't know if you've ever been to this site, but it's like an interactive map. So this is the Hobbit. This is the path that they took. But you could also do like this is the path Aragorn took. Yeah, so he went through the mountains, came out, and then Minas Tirith, Black Gates.
Man, they went some fucking dumbass ways, didn't they?
Yeah, this is where Frodo split. So they followed the Uruk-hai back to Fangorn Forest, and then they left to go to Edoras. They fucked around for a little bit, wound up in Helm's Deep, and then on their way, this area right here is actually where the Rohirrim were like here. Let me go to get Mary. Yeah, this area is where like they do their what do they call it mustering, and then they head on out into Minas Tirith. I like that this follows the books
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
not the movies because Mary in the movies goes to the Black Gate, but he does not in the books. A Pippin goes to the Black Gate. I like this map a lot. I think it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
So yeah, they head into the Path of the Dead. Gimli cracks me the fuck up because like basically the whole time it's like from Gimli's point of view. After Aragorn denies Eowyn, unfortunately. Maybe it's an unreliable narrator. We all know like truly the hero is Shadowfax, so maybe Aragorn totally fucked Eowyn. But anyway.
I mean, if I was in the same situation, he's going for it.
Yeah, why not? I mean, he's not with anyone. I mean, yeah, like he did promise his love to an elf, but like, first off, 20 years, super weird.
Also, like it's not like you're married, all right? You're not even dating. You're just like, you're kind of hot.
Yeah, they don't even talk about her in the books. Like, if I was a reader, I would have completely forgotten about Aragon and this like elf chick because she shows up for like 2 sentences.
Yeah. It was just like, damn, I like that.
So they make their way through the Mountain of the Dead. And basically, the concept here is that there's some like mountain guys who were worshiping Saruman. No, Sauron. They were worshiping Sauron. And then like the Numenorians came over to establish Gondor and they were fighting Sauron. They beat the shit out of the mountain men. The mountain men were like, okay, fine, we'll stop worshiping the Sauron guy and
This
we'll
guy
work with
sucks.
you guys. Sauron comes back and the Gondorians are like, hey, like, time to help us fight Sauron. They're like, no, like we still like want to worship him. So they broke their oath, and then they got cursed, and then slowly died, and all became ghosts. Gimli hates ghosts. It's talked about many times. He is a huge pansy in this part of the book. They make their way. They basically get the Ghost King and all the ghost people on their sides. They travel out to go fight the pirates because one of the things that's talked about is like there's like a they call them the Black Fleet, like this evil group of ships. Maybe they're from the south, maybe they're from Harad. I can't remember, but they're like a pirate group or whatever, and they're preventing all of these other cities from sending aid to Minas Tirith. So he goes out and fucks up the fleets. Now, in the movies, the ghosts get onto the fleets and then come out in Minas Tirith and fuck everything up. But in the books, he's like, okay, you're good to go. Thanks for helping out. And then they bring all the extra reinforcements onto the boats from the area and then take it to Minas Tirith. And that's the moment of his arrival. It's fucking awesome. Have you gotten to that part yet?
Nope.
Talk about it later then, because it's pretty cool. But and then we have Mary, who's like, hey man, you can't fight because you're like super small. So
you're small and useless.
Yeah. So he gets like into the reins of like this random dude we've never heard before. I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like hinting that it was like supposed to be someone else. Like,
I knew. You didn't know?
I mean, it just the way like it was like done in the book, it was just like really weird.
If I didn't watch the movie, I think I'd have a hard time knowing it was Eowyn.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So Eowyn picks him up. It's like, you're gonna ride with me. And then Mary doesn't know it's Eowyn. Because apparently Eowyn has such a resting bitch face. Like they talk about it a lot. They talk about her resting bitch face a lot.
Yeah.
And then she's like, basically a dude. Me put a helmet on. Just why can't I go to war? Why won't Aragorn fuck me?
Turns out she's ugly. That's the problem.
Turns out kind of looks like a dude. That might be the issue. So just thinking through that. Aragorn.
Everyone's
It's like
how about like are you supposed to be like a princess or something? Like you should do like duties.
Actually, I think I'm gonna go to the Valley of the Dead this weekend with the boys.
How do I get out of this situation? Because ugh.
But you'll probably die there. Yeah, probably.
At one point too, like the lady of god damn it, the super hot elf that Gimli's obsessed with.
Galadriel.
Yeah, Ladriel's like mentioned, and Gimli's like, oh man, Ladriel's so fucking great. She's the best thing in the world.
Fucking sexy.
God damn it. I was like, you go for it, Gimli.
Yeah. I still have her hair wrapped around my dwarf cock.
It is now a ring.
It's a ring for sure. That's hilarious. Yeah, and then like she picks up Mary. They have the ride of the Rohirrim. There's a whole chapter where they meet these like people in the woods.
Yeah.
Don't know what the fuck any of that was about.
They're just like random fucking people who like are not just completely estranged apparently from humanity. And they're like, look, we don't like orc.
Did your voice actor in your audiobook make it sound like they were super Native American?
He didn't sound Native American. He just sounded like very like almost caveman is what he sounded like. It's the voice of Gimli. Is who is the voice actor for Audible.
Really?
Yeah. You should hear his orc
was,
voice. His orc voice is fucking sick.
Yeah, this was a little weird for me. It was basically like, here are the people living in the trees. These are their accents. Oh, okay.
No, it was very caveman-esque.
Yeah. No, it was like, I feel like maybe this was taken out of the Lord of the Rings screening for for some reasons.
They were like, look here, if dead men don't make promise, but if you come back alive, we will be friends.
Yeah.
Leave us alone.
You can see how that kind of can transition into the Native American
Yeah, I can see a little bit.
So they were like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. We'll give you some horses. I don't know what the fuck happened there. It was a weird exchange. They were like,
Yeah.
come through this path. We see path far. No one on path. Basically what they said. And it's Theoden's like, right on, dude. So they were riding into Minas Tirith. And the ride of the Rohirrim is fucking awesome. Like the chanting and the like speech that Theoden gives before they ride out. That's great. In the movies, the speech is actually a combination of speeches. It's the speech of Theoden, and then they also did the speech of Éomer in the future combined into Theoden's speech. In the movies, it's better, in my opinion. But this was really cool to see all of the Rohirrim come in and just fucking obliterate the orcs. Like
Yeah,
they fucking
they fuck
annihilated
shit up.
them. And except for the Nazgul. And this is by and far top. This is the best scene in all of Lord of the Rings for me so far, and all of The Hobbit is Éowyn and the Witch King of Egmar.
Yeah, it was just a well-written fight.
So well done. You get the landing of the Witch King, who is on the little serpent
Yeah, I think
dragon
they call him
thing.
Serpent Master or something.
And they beat the shit out of basically just scares Theoden's horse, and the horse falls on him. Like that's pretty much what happens to Theoden. But Éowyn comes to the defense with the shield like raised high and is like I'm not gonna let you like fucking get to my uncle. And it's just like, man, talk about like a real woman empowering moment. Like this was fucking sick as shit. Like this was great. And here's the scene. I love this. This is probably my favorite.
Yeah, Pippin's also like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, because he doesn't know it's Éowyn because
Yeah.
you know she looks like a man. So she takes her helmet off, and he's like, "Yeah, I think it's Éowyn."
Is that Éowyn or is that her brother?
Then out of the blackness. No, wait, that's not it. That's not it. Where did I go? I was just looking at it. Oh, this is great. Yep. Then out of this, I just love like there was like multiple lines or multiple scenes in Return of the King. I was like, oh my god, like this writing's fucking great. Like it's like Shakespearean writing of our time.
But better because Shakespeare
Yeah.
sucked. All right. I want to throw that out there. If anyone likes Shakespeare, you're a fucking idiot.
It's kind of true, yeah. Then out of the blackness in his mind, he thought that he heard Durhelm speaking. Yet now the voice seems strange. Durhelm was the male version of Éowyn, recalling some other voice he had known. Begone, foul Dwenerlake, Lord of Carrion, leave the dead in peace. I don't know if Dwenerlake is the right word. It's spelled Dwimmerlaik. Dwenerlaik? A cold voice answered, come not between the Nazgul and his prey, or he will not slay thee, and they turn. He will bear thee away to the houses of Lamnation, beyond all darkness, where thy flesh shall be devoured, and thy shriveling mind be left naked to the lidless eye. A sword rang as it was drawn. Do what you will, but I will not hinder it if I may. Hinder me, thou fool. No living man may hinder me. Then Mary heard of all sounds in the hour the strangest. It seemed that Durhelm laughed. Badass.
That is badass.
And the clear voice was like the ring of steel. But no living man am I. You look upon a woman. Éowyn I am, Edmund's daughter. You stand between me and my lord and kin. Begone, If you be not deathless, for living or dark undead, I will smite you if you touch them. Fucking sick.
Bad bitch.
Damn. Damn, that laugh. And then what's great is like as it continues on, the Witch King like is like, whoa. Like he kind of is like
Yeah.
thinking. He's like, wait.
What the fuck?
I mean, it is a woman. I guess like prophecy wise, this could fuck me up. Is this a loophole? I didn't think about women.
Yep.
I'm gonna open my second one here. This is a strange one. You ready?
Arizona?
An Arizona twisted tea, hard. It's not twisted tea. Arizona tea, hard cowboy cocktail.
I have a feeling you're not going to enjoy this.
Yeehaw!
I don't want to say yeehaw in Arizona,
It's a cowboy cocktail.
but they're Arizona. That doesn't make sense.
Oh my god!
I didn't think you were going to like it. Is it tea?
It's a watermelon, hard watermelon.
That's tough.
It kind of tastes like I'm sucking off a.
It's not Shadowfax.
No, it would taste better if it was Shadowfax.
God damn right, Shadowfax comes vanilla bean sugar.
My initial thought was to say Sour Patch Kid, and I thought that would be a weird thing to say. But that's kind of what it tastes like. You know what I'm saying, without the kid part.
I hope not, because that's a whole different problem.
That's a Pippin kind of thing, you know.
We aren't wrestling here, all right? We don't got the oils. Fully clothed. We do not condone.
It's like a Jolly Rancher. Anything that tastes like a Jolly Rancher in a can. Not a fan. Not a fan of that.
Yeah, I understand. Sometimes it just gets too sweet, you know? I feel the older I get, the more bitter things I enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's a thing, but it's
No, I get it.
Like, I prefer my coffee black.
Maybe it's because our taste buds are just kind of like dying slowly. So we need more of like
I'm
a
about to
punch.
hit 30, so I'm over the hill already.
That might do it.
Yeah. Anyway. So we have this
Great
going
scene.
on. And then Pippin's like, I'm gonna stab this motherfucker. He stabs the serpent in the back.
Oh, Mary. Yeah, Mary.
Yeah, Mary, yeah, not Pippin.
No, he stabs the Witch King.
Yeah, in the back.
In the leg. And Eowyn kills the fucking Witch King of Agmar.
Yeah, it was fucking sick.
It was fucking cool. But since it's a Nazgul, like they're both like fucked up or something.
Yeah, it like disappears, but like comes out and is like screaming and shit. It just disappears forever. It's almost like a fucking exorcism. Like I don't know.
And everyone hears it on the battlefield. It was pretty crazy.
Just like, what the fuck?
And then Aemir comes up and is like, "Oh my gosh, my king's dead." Doesn't notice. And he looks around. He's like, "Oh wait, is that
my sister?"
I mean, she looks like a man, but
someone check the moles on that.
He freaks out thinking she's dead. And he has like the most badass fucking gets on his horse and he says like what, like to death.
Yeah, he just like, it's like, fuck this, let's kill everything, whether we die or not.
Yeah, like he has this ride, like you see it starts talking about how the Mermacs are coming. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, like because his king was technically still alive at the time when he finds him. And
he names Aemir the new king.
Right. And someone picks up the standard and like for Airman to be the king. He's like, yeah, let's just kill everything. Fuck these guys.
Yeah. Well, he gets like named king and then he looks over and finds his sister. Like he was about to rally everyone. Yeah. And then he was like, fuck it. We're all about to die to death. And then just rides off and everyone's fucking riding with him. They all go absolutely crazy. There's multiple times in this book where it's like Aemir's like fucking shit up. And it's like, well, it's the battle lust because he just loves battle. And I'm like, That's badass. I
Yeah,
follow
I'm like
Amir.
thinking like if I was in that time period, right? Like, and I know I'm gonna die. Would I be hyped up to run into death? Like what would it take? Like some random guy screaming to hype me up. Is that gonna do it if I'm like I might fucking really die here?
I think it'd probably work.
I don't know. I mean, there's a reason we didn't join the military, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But like after some training, I also feel like if you kind of get like if you get close to people, you get very bitter about like their deaths. And that's a very big like going off the
That's
walls,
true.
AWOL, just down to murder people, you know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And also like if it's a good like commander, you know, like just thinking like the Sun
If it was
Tzu,
Shadowfax.
yeah, like most of the time, if it's like a last ditch effort, they're gonna have it to where your back's against the wall. So it's not like I'm charging in to like to die. It's like I'm charging in because I'm not gonna live anyway.
But maybe surrender is an option.
Yeah, you surrender to those orcs, buddy.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the only reason the Warhammer setting kind of works is that you ain't surrendering to those Tyranids.
Yeah, that's fair. They're gonna just fucking eat you.
And I would probably rather just like jump into a fire pit than surrender to the Drakari because they will accept surrenders.
And they will do
They're
some
hoping
weird
for it.
things.
They're hoping for surrenders.
Would you rather the Drakari or the Emperor's Children?
Oh my gosh.
It's a tough one.
I mean, they basically worship the same god. Like it's the same thing. They will
But
both
is
turn
it?
your organs
I
into
have a
couches
feeling
while you're still
one
alive.
dick might be more fucked up than the other.
Which one?
The Emperor's Children, I think.
I mean, the thing
They
about
are
the Emperor's
super powered.
Children, yeah, the Emperor's
They
Children
might
would suck because
they
they're
might fist you.
superhuman.
I would rather take a Drakari fist.
Their problem is none of it matters because both of them are spiked. So I don't know. That's
This is
a
a problem
basically the same deal.
that I
Like,
don't
would
think I
you
can deal with.
rather like yeah, Drakari and Emperor's Children might be the worst ones to surrender to. I'd have a hard time like fighting or surrendering at all to Nurgle. Like that'd be like kind of terrible. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's Tyranids, there is no surrender to Tyranids.
They just
They'll just eat you. Not terrible, honestly. I would rather surrender to the Tyranids than to the Drakari or Emperor's Children.
yeah, me too, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
depends what type of fucked up things I'm into, I guess.
And that's what it is. Think about it like this, right? Like we just read a whole excerpt about how like the Witch King's like, I'm gonna take you into the tower and tell you all about. Or you can maybe kill some orcs while they beat the shit out of you and die.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair enough. I'll take one.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Return of the King so far has been great. The best scene has absolutely been Eowyn. So far I haven't finished it. I'm about a Mount Doom, almost to the end of the ring. But it's great. Aemir's great. Eowyn's great. R.I.P. Theoden.
Yeah, last thing I got to was Eomir. He does his little thing, and then they realize our ship's coming. It's like, son of a bitch.
Oh, that's a great scene, though. That's a great scene. I love
Yeah,
it.
I'm ready.
You're gonna love it.
Ready for more. So yeah, that's where we're at with the Return of the King. It's good. We are not even halfway though.
I'm a little over halfway. I think it's kind of crazy how
Probably,
much
yeah.
shit there is after after the destruction of the ring.
Yeah. I imagine we're gonna do 3 episodes, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe 6. Maybe this never fucking ends. I don't know.
Gonna go
I hope
forever.
it ends. I really hope it is. Although Return of the King is definitely the best one.
Yeah, it's been great.
Which I
so
thought the
far.
same with the movies too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we'll see how we finish here at the end. As always, As always, guys, hit us up on the Discord. You find it pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. You can email us at theheresylodge@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube at the Heresy Lodge. It's 4th of July, Independence. You know, that deserves merch. Get yourself some merch. I don't know what the fuck Gavin's doing. Is that an eagle?
Score and an eagle. Heresy is freedom
Amen. I mean, we wouldn't be here.
without
I mean,
heresy.
Heresy.
It's true. It's kind of the whole founding premise.
Yep. So as always, guys, have a good one. We'll see you next week for more Return of the King.